Lil Joe Weinberger loans Luke $400,000 to bail him out. He advises Luke, don't appeal this loss. But Luke turns around and fires Lil Joe Weinberger. Well, Luke Records is forced into bankruptcy. By being forced into bankruptcy, your catalog goes on sale. $800,000 Lil Joe paid to buy that catalog, valued at $13 million. This is the end of an era. It's the end of an era. We as Miami-based community can't rebound from that. Lil Joe Lil Joe Weinberger sets up Lil Joe Records and convinces Two Live Crew, reform without Luke. Come to us. We'll put you out. They record an album called Shake a Little Something. It's alright, you know. It's a decent album. Revisits the formula of the last 4 or 5 years a little bit, but not a bad album. But it goes nowhere. Lil Joe doesn't know about marketing a record. He knows about owning a catalog. Maybe he's learned a bit. Maybe he's done a fair share, but it's a different era. It's a different thing. It's a different ball game. Incidentally, Luke receives a call from Hollywood. Friday, the Ice Cube movie, calls up Luke and says, hey, we would love to have one Miami bass track from Two Live Crew. Can you help me out? Well, Luke doesn't say, no, I don't have Two Live Crew anymore. Luke actually follows through. He convinces the group to reform. Come back in, we'll record a song called Hoochie Mama. All 4 of us will be on it. The original classic lineup. I shouldn't say original, but classic lineup of Two Live Crew. Well, they go in. By they, I mean Mr. Mix, Brother Marquise, and Fresh Kid Ice go in to record the song. Luke doesn't show up to the session according to Mr. Mix. Eventually, the song is delivered. Luke removes some of the choruses that Mr. Mix sang, adds his voice to half the song. Luke delivers the song to the Friday producers, gets paid, and that's the epilogue of Two Live Crew. There's nothing more to say about their career as a solid unit of 4 men who pioneered a genre. At the same time that they're dying, Dynamix 2 Records goes out of business. Last 12-inch to my knowledge is Gwen McCrae, an artist who I have great respect for. Love her records. But she's of a different era. She represents TK, Atlantic Disco era. Keep the Fire Burning. Africa Bambaata's first record for Tommy Boy was based on a Gwen McCrae record. So in the late 90s, she's not really relevant anymore. And a lot of resources are dumped into that record, and they just can't float it. And Dynamix 2 Records goes out of business. CC Lemonhead has his hit, Come On Ride the Train, based on a Barry White sample. Luke turns around and does the same thing. Luke has a hit with Scarred, based on the same Barry White sample, featuring Verb from the new Two Live Crew, which was now disbanded, and Trick Daddy Dollars, a rapper from Manor Park Rangers, a long-forgotten group who is always connected in certain aspects of the industry. Trick Daddy's family was certainly around during the days of Edward Merriweather and Candyman Norberto Morales.